Okay, as I mentioned, a good friend of mine is modifying his diet in order to reduce his cholesterol. And he mentioned during a phone call that he's eating fake meats. So I asked him to send me a copy of the package so I could check it out and help him out, as you do. And he sent me this. And the first thing that I'll say that comes to mind is you have to read the ingredients of the packages. As I mentioned to you, the reason I became vegan is because someone asked me a simple question: what's in the food you're eating? I didn't have an answer, and so that set me on the journey. You can't be an adult if you're just putting stuff into your body just because Monsanto, or just because General Mills, or just because Kellogg's or whoever else says, here, this is a food. That's the behavior of a child. And I'm not, chastising my friend. I'm just saying in general, when you're a toddler, your parents gives you, or someone in authority hands food to you, you eat it because you trust them, and that's what you do. But as an adult, you can't afford that. All right. In his defense, my friend said, he saw in the package that it said good for vegans. And he assumed that meant it was, good for vegans. So because he's my friend, I can tease him a little bit more.
Well, I just assumed that this
Did you say you assumed?
Yes.
Your Honor, may defense counsel use that blackboard?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Miss Olam, you should never assume, because when you assume, you make an ass of you and me.
And I'll also add that if you assume, you assist and assure the success of a sinister and unhelpful medical establishment. That's my new one. But it's very important that you read the ingredients, because that's the only place you'll get some degree of truth, some modicum of truth as to what's in the package. And even there'll be a certain amount of obfuscation as well, because a lot of the companies know that the ingredients are harmful, so they find different ways to hide it from you so that you'll be none the wiser. So for me, the minute I pick up this package, I would do a quick glance, and the first thing I see that jumps out at me is sugar, so I would simply put it back on the shelf. I wouldn't even go any further. But wheat flour, generally I stay away from that because I'm not sure exactly what they mean by wheat flour, but let's go forward. Soy protein, water, tapioca, starch. Now, thickeners, E1404, E1420. I looked that up on what'sinyourfood.com. Apologies to all the grammar police like myself. The language is changing, so nowadays there are going to be people who learn the English language who believe that what's in your food spelled like this is actually correct. But anyway, that's another video. So I looked that up, and those are thickeners. And on this website, it's a great website that gives you the information on what it is, how it's produced, and what the effects are on the body. And it also ends with a suggestion whether you should stay away from it or not. So I found that very helpful. Methylcellulose is also an ingredient you may want to stay away from. It causes, it's just a bulking agent of fiber, but it causes rectal bleeding as well, and other effects that you may not want in your life. All right, salt. Again, I'm not sure exactly what they mean by salt. If they mean table salt, well, that means there's more sugar in there as well, because as we know, a lot of table salt has anti-caking agents and sugar as well. Raising agent, E450 and E500. I looked that up on the website as well. And again, you'll see, I'd like you to do that yourself as well so you can see. Now, yeast extract. It's known within the health community that yeast extract is sometimes a way of hiding and renaming MSG, monosodium glutamate. So anything that has yeast extract in it, I stay away from personally. And I'll jump to flavor. Flavor could mean anything. All right, so my rating for this would be a 0. I would not eat this at all for many, many reasons: the sugar, the flavor, the yeast extract, the numerics in the ingredients. And again, as I said, if your ingredients have numbers in them, that's a good sign that it's not real food, because there's no FDC yellow number 7 tree, and there's no E1404 plant that exists in nature. So just wanted to share that with you. It's very important that you read the ingredients so that you can be more in control of your health. Again, the companies that are putting these ingredients on would really prefer if they didn't have to, but they are forced by a lot of regulatory agencies, especially in developed countries. But even then, it doesn't give you the full story. But in a case like this, where they actually spell it out for you, that there's E1404, then you'd be wise to look it up to find out exactly what that means. If there are chemicals in the list of ingredients that you can't pronounce, that are not natural plants or vegetables, then again, stay away from them. So your next question might be, but Walt, what if it's harmless? The truth is, you don't really know if it's harmless. You only know what they tell you. And I can assure you that this pattern plays out millions of times over the past decades, or even centuries. You'll hear conventional wisdom say that this thing is good, whatever it is, and then sure enough, a couple of years later, you'll find out that a whistleblower has come forth and said, hey, look, this company knew from day one that this product was harmful, and they suppressed the information, and now we know it causes cancer, and now there's a class action lawsuit, and so on, but millions of deaths have occurred in the interim. So don't trust what the packages or what conventional wisdom say. And also, a word like vegan, words like healthy or nutritious have no meaning at all. There's no legal meaning. There's no universally understood concept of what healthy means. So just because a package label says this is healthy, or this is vegetarian, or this is vegan, means absolutely nothing. All right? It's not meant to be in the body. E1404 is not something that's meant to be in your body, so keep it out. Yes, you have to maintain a certain amount of discipline. Yes, you have to make the commitment that once you discover, E1404, that you're simply going to put the package back on the shelf and walk away. That does take some commitment, but you can find a healthier alternative. You can find a tofu-based alternative. You can find a TVP-based alternative. So there's no reason to have to put these poisons in your body. Anyway, that's my video for the day. I'll see you in the next one.